Good afternoon, friends. I am Nirav Patel from Sabar of Technology for Girls, and I am the head of Department of Humanity Department. Today we will discuss about fundamental of statics, and let me start with fundamental of statics. Okay. Now, in fundamental of statics, first we need to understand what is force. Let us discuss what is force. The basic idea comes with mechanics of solid. We can say what is mechanics? It is the branch of science which deals with the body or particle in the state of rest or motion under the application of force. We can also see another concept. The definition of what is force: it is an agent which produce or tends to produce, destroy or tends to destroy motion of the body. Here we can say force, it is an agent. In the mechanics, body always remains in the state of rest or motion, due to which the body goes in the from rest to motion. It is called force, and if body goes from motion to rest, it is also cause of force. Unit of force is Newton. Okay. The unit of force in SI, Newton. In MKS unit, it is kilogram per force or kg per meter square. In CGS system, it is gram centimeter per second square. Okay. Here the basic concept.
Hey, today Mama has asked me to clean the garden.
Yes, we should remove all the stones.
I can't move it. Can you help me?
Sorry, Mama won't allow that. Put some more force.
What is force?
When we try to push or pull something, it means we are putting force.
Force?
So let me discuss about characteristics of the force. And first one is, it has a magnitude, it has a direction, it has a nature, it has a point of application, and it has a line of action. So what is magnitude of force? Since force is a vector quantity, and we can express magnitude as 10 kilonewton, 20 kilonewton in SI unit, and the magnitude can be represented graphically by drawing a vector to scale. Here to understand the direction of force, force may be act along x-axis towards north, angle with reference axis. See, here the force will act in north in x-axis, and the force making the angle with reference axis is also known as this angle theta is also known as angle of direction of this force. The nature of force. Force has two nature: pull and push. Here one boy tried to pull the trolley, and here one kid is try to push the trolley. So one can push the force, pull the force from this, and one can push the force from like this. Another characteristic, and it is point of application. The point at which we can apply the force known as point of application. The force has two point of application. One is at tail and another one is at head. It is known as point of application. Another one is line of action of force. It is an infinite line passing through point of application. So we can say the line passing through this its point of application known as line of action. Next, here is the graphical representation of force, how one should identify in the force system. This is the line of action of force, C is the point of application, theta shows the direction of the force, and 10 kilonewton shows the magnitude of force, and AB shows the line of action of force. Without proper understanding of characteristics of the force, we cannot define it. So first we need to understand what is force and its characteristics of the force. So we can say its characteristics. First one is it has a magnitude, it has a direction. Third is it has a point of application. It has a magnitude, it has a direction, it has a nature, and it has a point of application, as well as it has a line of action. Now, types of forces. There are several kind of forces, but first one is surface forces. These forces requires physical or direct contact of one body exerting force on another body. Here the body at bottom and in upper, this body exerting force from in a downward direction. Thanks. Here the body 1 exerting the force from towards downward body with weight. We can say it is a weight force. The weight force exerted by one body lying over another body known as surface force. Remember, here surface force always need physical contact or direct contact for the next body. Next one is body force. Forces exerted by one body on another body without physical contact are known as body forces, like gravitational force, magnetic force, and electrical force. Here we need let us discuss gravitational force. It is the force exerted by the earth on a body. It does not require any medium. It always directed vertically downward. So this body always every object has that tendency to slide downward, and weight always act vertically downward due to the gravitational force. Second one is magnetic force. Force developed between two magnetically charged body are called magnetic forces. Here the force developed between these two body due to the magnetic force. Okay, so this force developed between these two body due to magnetic force, and these two members attracts towards each other without any kind of physical contact, and they exert the force towards each other. Now second one is electrical force. This the force developed between two electrically charged body are called electrical forces. Here we can see the oppositely charged object attract, and object with like charged ripples. So these two charge will repulse each other, and these two charge having a like in having a same magnitude, and they repulse each other. Okay, now another one is point force or distributed force. First one is point force, the force acting over small area as compared to dimensions of the object. See here, this object, here this body, the experience the force at this point due to this point force, and the area of this point load is very small as compared to this body. So we can say it is a point load, or also we can say the force concentrated at one point known as point force. Then another one is distributed force. When force is distributed over large area, it is called distributed force. Here we can see the load exerted on this body due to this entire area, and this kind of load is known as distributed load, because this load is distributed over a certain length. So, and the unit of this point load is kilonewton, and the unit of this distributed load is kilonewton per meter, due to this load, because this load is distributed over this span. Okay, now external force and internal force. The force exerted by weight of block 1 on the block B is external force on block B. Here we can say this block A is exerting the force on block B, so we can say it is external force, while the resistance offered by block B to retain its shape is called internal force. Internal force, the body exert the internal force to resist the deformation. Here block B, this block B apply the exert the force to resist the deformation. Now another one is action and reaction. As per the third law of Newton's third law, whenever a body exerts the force, it is called action. So this block B exerting the force on block B, so the force exerted by block A is known as action, and the other body exerts similar force on the former body known as reaction. So the force exerted by block A on block B is known as action, and the force exerted by block B on block A is known as reaction. Okay, now friction force. Friction force is when a body slides on a surface on which it is resting. Resisting force of opposing the motion is produced at the contact surface. This resisting force is called friction. See, we are applying the force on this body by this force P, but the contacting surface here resists the motion, and this motion is known as frictional force. Remember always, friction force is different from reaction. Friction, here we can see reaction always act in perpendicular direction, and friction always act in normal, always parallel to the applied force. Okay, another one is force of buoyancy. When a body is immersed in a fluid, there is a tendency of fluid to exert a upward force on a submerged body, and this upward force is known as force of buoyancy. Every see here, this object is floating over this liquid or on a fluid due to force of buoyancy. Always the fluid exert the force which are resting on it. We can say a steamer and a boat can float over a water or over a fluid due to this force of buoyancy. Without force of buoyancy, steamer cannot float on over any fluid. Here, cohesion and adhesion. It is the force cohesion. It is the force developed between molecules of same material. Understand, force developed between molecules of same material. It means here in this bottle we are having a water, and the force exerted developed between the molecules of this water is known as cohesive force. And the adhesion, it is a force developed between molecules of different materials. See here, the molecules of water and molecules of this solid surface are having a force due to, and this force is known as adhesion. Okay, now another one is system of forces. If we apply the force on a body, then we can say it is a push and we can say it is a pull if we are having a single force. But if we are having a more than one force, we can say it is a system of forces. So system of forces is when more than one forces are acting on a body, they are said to form a system of forces.